Alright, so we are here today at Habibi Motorsports because it's honestly Dyno time for a variety of our cars. Unfortunately, the WRX decided that she didn't want us to know how much power she makes because she decided to start slipping a brand new clutch, have a rear main seal fail, and also her starter decided to quit yesterday. So long story short is she really wants to keep it a mystery between the two of us. So long story short is we'll come back a little bit later to actually see what the WRX makes because that's always been a mystery to us. But for now, we've got two of our project cars here that we really need baselines for because we've got a lot of projects planned out for this year, and a lot of those projects are going to be huge changes for these cars. So we need a dyno chart to actually show, hey, here's how much better the car is. Some cars are going through huge changes, other cars, not so much. But that being said, we're here to get those baselines today. So yeah, the WRX is officially ready. This is a 1992 Autozam AZ-1, and this one actually isn't mine. Belongs to Jacob over there.
Hi. How's it going?
But long story short is this car moving forward is going to be a bit of a project car for us to kind of get our fab design skills up and kind of make some improvements to make this a pretty awesome street drivable car for Jacob over there. So today we're here to find out how much power it actually currently makes because this car is a little over 30 years old. So from the factory this made, was it 76 horsepower?
63.
63 horsepower from the factory. So we're kind of curious to see, there's some modifications that have been done to it that we haven't verified yet. So we want to see how close it's making to that original 63 horsepower. All right, so what do you all think? What do you all think it's going to make? You?
50-50.
50-50?
50-50.
50-50. Oh, I'm 55-80.
65-65.
I'm thinking.
I don't know which way. Make sure it's get it on me. Get it on me. I don't know if we're in focus. I'm gonna say we're gonna make 67.3.
What do you think? I don't know if we're in focus either, but
99.99.
99.99.
99.99. He's got high expectations for that car. I'm gonna go with 52-50 dead.
Oop.
What did it make? 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 Let's see. No.
Nothing.
He's calibrating stuff. Oh, wait. There's numbers.
Oh. We had to do multiple, but obviously we've got some more, like, you know, he's still making sure everything checks out, but that first run said 73. That is spicy, because that's real.
So what, you think it's making like 90 at the crank?
Why'd I change my mind? I said 75 forever.
So yeah, after the second run, we've got another 73 with a whopping, actually on that first run, we got a slightly higher torque number, but altogether 40, you know, that mid 40 range in torque. All in all, not bad. Not bad for the little guy.
I guess close.
WRX has all four of the factory shipping. Yeah. This is a 2002 Honda S2000, a car that if you've been following this channel or my socials for any period of time, you already know what it is. Powertrain wise, we've not done a ton to this car, so theoretically, it should be making the factory 240 horsepower and 150 foot-pounds of torque. I know some of you guys would be saying, but it's 20 years old. Yeah, this engine is only 8,000 miles old, so we're really hoping to see in that 210 to 220-ish real horsepower range, because that'll mean it's healthy as it can be running at OEM horsepower. Like I said, the goal for this car is we're getting a baseline because he is getting a ton of fueling and ECU upgrades here coming up pretty soon, so keep an eye out for that content. But long story short is, we need to know what he makes now so we can find out how much of an improvement going E85 and standalone actually gets us.
All right, just kidding.
210, 150.
210, 150.
Yep. 205. 120.
220, 140.
What do you think?
I'm gonna go with 203, and then hopefully, actually, I'm gonna up it. We're gonna say 138.
My microphone fell off. Point it towards me. Not in the frame. We're going to say 196. Even.
Now you're in focus.
196.
What do you think, Colton? Hold on. What do you think?
140.
140 even? How much torque do you think it'll make?
140.
140, all right.
It's letting me do dyno things. Look, I'm on the dyno. Yay! You guys can't see it, and I don't feel like getting out of the car yet. But apparently it was $199.99. That's great.
On the dime. $199.99.
All right, you want to try to do another one just to see? All right.
So this time, after the...
All right, so we went ahead. We did 2 more polls after that first one, and we went from 199.9 to 203 to probably what's going to be the highest it gets today, which is 205.7. So I was wrong on my side today. I was off by 2 horsepower. Did anyone guess 205?
I got 202.
You had 202, so you were under. Jacob, what did you guess?
210.
210, so he was high. Yeah, no, I don't think anyone got 205, so we're all wrong, but those of us who guessed 203 were right. I win. Trade-off is when you're coasting, you use more fuel. So we have to never be coasting to make it. So, this guy is obviously our 2014 Ram 1500. Since the WRX couldn't come out to play and I had plenty of dyno time lined up, we're gonna see what this makes. So theoretically, from the factory, it's supposed to make like 400 something horse puppies and 400 something foot-pounds of torque, or 390 something foot-pounds of torque. So we're gonna see how close it makes to those numbers. All right, so there's the horse puppy graph. Some of this stuff is going to be wonky because no matter what, like if it makes 400 at the crank, then that means that it really makes like 350 something.
Yeah.
But then you have drivetrain loss, 1, because the wheels and tires are heavy, 2, because we couldn't calibrate everything money because of the gearing on, because
Hey,
it's an
Juan.
auto.
Those excuses you're making are what slow drivers.
This is Jason's GTI 2015. I remembered. See, I'm a good friend. I know your car's thing. I don't know your birthday, but I know your car's year. Anywho, long story short is, we're just gonna keep sending this. We're gonna do all the cars we got except for the WRX, which means it's this one.
We're gonna see how much horsepower this one makes. We don't know what it makes. It's stage 1 something or other. We didn't know what it made before. We don't know what it makes now. We're gonna find out.
How much?
221.80.
221.80?
221.80.
221.80.
221.80.
221.80.
200 and 200.
I'm gonna say 197. What'd it make?
What it make?
Is it over 200? Is it over 200?
276. Oh my God.
276. You guys can't see it very well, but
All right, so that brings us to a close for today. Like I said, the goal of this was just to be a short, quick overview of where all of the cars were at. Ended up being more cars than I expected, but not quite all the cars that I expected. But all in all, it was pretty hilarious. So starting off with the Autozam, weighed way more power than any of us were actually expecting. And I feel bad. Because when we first drove it, I was like, this feels like it could be like 80 horsepower. Didn't trust my butt dyno at all, and we all talked it down to, we were expecting 60s, low, like way more power than stock. It ended up making around 76 horsepower, 73 horsepower, which, you know, doesn't sound like a lot, but for a 1,600 pound car, it's why it scoots the way that it does. And it ended up making 40 something foot-pounds of torque altogether. Was it 43? 49. God. So anyway, that's our baseline for that little guy, which, like I said, higher than we expected. Then we actually come to the S2000, which is what I'm super duper happy about. So the S2000, theoretically, my absolute target, the most I was expecting, was 210 horsepower and then about 240 foot-pounds of torque. Not 240, 140 foot-pounds of torque. And we ended up getting 140 foot-pounds of torque and 205, which that 5 horsepower discrepancy is enough that, you know, you can blame it on all kinds of stuff. So the good news is the S2000 is completely healthy. It's making the horsepower it's supposed to for everything given. It's got a terrible cat in it. The cat has 240,000 miles on it. So I guarantee you, if we open that up, we probably would have made even above that 210 OEM, whatever. Especially because we're here in Missouri, so we're at low, we're close to sea level, so we make big power here. Yay, because the air is good. But long story short is the S2000 was pretty much exactly as we expected, which is awesome. It's a great baseline for all the stuff we're going to be doing moving forward when we do a new exhaust on it, when we do a new fueling system, new ECU, etc. All that stuff is coming up, so I really look forward to comparing that graph to the graph we got today. Then, last vehicle in the direct fleet, which, you know, kind of wasn't really a goal, but the truck, we got funky, wonky numbers. So, as a heads up, no, it's not because the truck is broken. It's because between drivetrain loss, which on trucks is huge, mixed with the transmission behaving weirdly. Again, not because it's broken, but because trucks aren't designed to run on dynos. I actually have an ABS light on now because it's mad because the front wheels weren't turning and the rear wheels were, so yay! Gonna have to get that reset. But all in all, it made like 316 horsepower and 300 something foot-pounds of torque, which, if you actually consider the fact that the ratings that you get are from the factory or 400 at the crank, it's about on par. It's pretty close within some margins of error. Then, Jason, we threw your car on the dyno, and that car ended up being the dyno queen of the day. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I do know it was like 270 something horse puppies and, God, 300 and something foot-pounds of torque?
364?
364, something like that. It's that's way higher than I thought it was. Honestly, I kind of thought you were bullshitting me about some of those. But that thing, and all of that torque hits at like 2,700 RPM. Like that's actually kind of, although your torque drops the whole way. It's backwards, which is super bizarre. one of these days we're gonna have to get you a Pro Tune so that it doesn't do weird stuff and that chart stays a little more flat instead of going. It also would be probably nicer on your clutch than getting hit with a hammer at 3,000 RPM. So, anywho, obviously, massive thank you to it's kind of a quid pro quo thing. So if anything, we're making it even, but still, massive thank you to Ahmed over at Motorsports. Yeah, he's over there. Get her. Massive thank you to him for hosting us here today and all of our silliness and helping load up. Well, he loaded all the cars onto the dyno for all intents and purposes. And like I said, taking his time out. Habibi Motorsports, if you guys are ever interested in having anything performance oriented or anything Euro or anything GTR, especially exotics, he works on McLarens and Ferraris and other cars like that. If you're interested in having any of that stuff done, talk to him. He's an awesome guy. They do awesome work here. If you guys have any feedback at all, put it in the comments. We're going to keep on improving these things. We're going to keep on producing better content. And the hope is that this year, this channel is going to be a lot better.